What if the very thing you're avoiding is the key to everything you've ever wanted? Most people spend their lives chasing comfort, searching for the easy way out, dreaming of big things but running from the very path that could lead them there. It's a trap so easy to fall into because comfort feels good until it doesn't. Comfort feels safe until you realize it's holding you hostage. Because here's the truth most will never tell you: life doesn't reward the comfortable. Life rewards the relentless, the bold, the ones who dare to step into the unknown, even when every part of them wants to turn back. Comfort zones aren't real safety. They're invisible walls we build around ourselves. Walls made out of fear, excuses, doubts, and every day you stay inside them, they grow thicker, taller, harder to break through. Until one day you wake up, and the dreams you once burned for feel like distant memories. You wonder where the time went. You wonder when you stopped fighting. But the truth is, it didn't happen all at once. It happened quietly, slowly, every time you chose what was easy instead of what was necessary. The dreams you have, the life you imagine late at night when the world is quiet and your mind is honest, they don't live inside your comfort zone. They live far beyond it. They live on the other side of fear, on the other side of failure, on the other side of uncertainty. Every version of yourself that you admire, that you know you're capable of becoming, is standing there, waiting for you to step through the fire. And yes, it will be uncomfortable. It will be painful. It will be messy and chaotic and full of moments where you'll want to quit. But there is no other way. Growth only happens through discomfort. Strength is only built under pressure. You cannot become who you are meant to be by staying where it's easy. You cannot rewrite your future by clinging to what's familiar. If you keep doing what's comfortable, you will keep getting what you've always had. And if deep down you know you were made for more, then you have to be willing to force yourself into discomfort. You have to be willing to trade short-term ease for long-term greatness. That's the price. That's the deal. No shortcuts. No escape. Think about the life you want. Think about the person you dream of becoming. That version of you didn't get there by making excuses. They didn't get there by staying comfortable. They got there by choosing the hard thing over and over and over again, by waking up when it was easier to sleep, by taking risks when it was safer to stay quiet, by facing the fear head-on instead of running from it. Right now, you are standing at a crossroads. Stay where it's comfortable and live the same year again and again, or step into the unknown and give yourself a chance at something greater. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Every second of discomfort, every moment of doubt you push through will forge you into someone unstoppable, someone unbreakable, someone who doesn't just dream, but builds, creates, achieves. This is the reward waiting for you, a life that feels alive, a life where you don't settle for average, a life where you wake up knowing you are becoming the person you were always meant to be. It's not reserved for the lucky or the chosen. It's reserved for the brave, for the ones willing to be uncomfortable now so they can live free later. So force yourself to step forward. Force yourself to be uncomfortable, because the greatest regret you could ever live with is knowing you had a chance to become extraordinary, and you stayed comfortable instead. If you're willing to step into discomfort, you're willing to step into your power. Because discomfort is not your enemy, it's your training ground. It's where your courage is built, where your discipline is tested, where your resilience is born. Every time you lean into what feels hard, you're stretching the limits of who you are. You're expanding your capacity to endure, to lead, to conquer, and with every stretch you come closer to unlocking a strength that most people never even taste. Discomfort is not random, it's not meaningless, it's a signal, a flashing light telling you, this is where you grow. When you feel resistance, when you feel fear, that is your invitation to rise, to move forward when everything inside you wants to retreat, to do the thing your mind tells you you're not ready for, because you'll never feel ready. Growth doesn't wait for you to feel prepared. It demands that you move despite the fear. The science is clear. The human brain rewires itself when faced with challenge. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections, doesn't happen when you're sitting in comfort. It happens when you struggle, when you push, when you stretch beyond what's easy. Discomfort literally changes your brain. It makes you sharper, more capable, more alive. Every time you force yourself into an uncomfortable situation, you're not just surviving, you're upgrading. The ones who succeed in life aren't the ones who found a shortcut around discomfort. They're the ones who made it their home. They leaned into it. They learned to crave it because they understood that pain is temporary, but power is forever. The temporary sting of effort is the price you pay for a lifetime of strength. And most importantly, they understood something most people miss. Every second you endure what's uncomfortable today makes tomorrow's challenges smaller, easier, weaker against you. But if you avoid discomfort, you don't stay the same. You weaken. Every time you back down, every time you turn away, you reinforce the belief that you can't. That belief buries itself deeper into your identity. It whispers to you in the quiet moments. It sabotages your decisions, poisons your confidence, chains you to a life smaller than you deserve. And you don't even realize it's happening until one day, the weight of all the opportunities you didn't take, all the battles you didn't fight, comes crashing down on you. You are not here to live small. You are not here to settle for safety. You are here to conquer, to push the limits of what's possible, to find out what you are truly made of. And that journey, the one that leads to greatness, to freedom, to fulfillment, begins and ends with your relationship to discomfort. You either fear it or you face it. You either avoid it or you embrace it. And the choice you make day after day shapes everything about your life. No one escapes this truth. No one rises without struggle. No one becomes extraordinary by accident. It is always, always a deliberate choice to walk through the fire rather than around it. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to win every battle. You just have to keep moving forward. You just have to keep showing up, forcing yourself into the places where growth happens, even when it terrifies you, especially when it terrifies you. Fear is not a wall, it's a doorway. And when you force yourself to walk through it, you realize it was never as powerful as it seemed. Every step you take into discomfort builds momentum. Every step proves to your mind that you are not a prisoner of fear. You are not a slave to doubt. You are the one who decides. You are the one who commands your destiny. And every time you make that choice, you grow stronger, faster, more unstoppable. There is a fire inside you right now. Maybe it's been smothered by fear. Maybe it's been buried under years of settling, hiding, playing small. But it's still there. And every act of courage, every moment you force yourself into discomfort feeds that fire. It grows hotter, brighter, until one day it becomes a force that nothing can extinguish. That's the reward for forcing yourself into discomfort. Not just success, not just achievement, but the transformation of your entire being. From someone who hesitates, who questions, who doubts, into someone who moves with certainty, with strength, with unstoppable energy, into someone who doesn't wait for the perfect moment but creates it, someone who doesn't shrink when challenged but rises higher. This is who you can become. This is what's waiting for you. But it will not be handed to you. It must be earned, and it is earned through discomfort, through choosing the harder path again and again until hard becomes normal, and normal becomes greatness. So don't shy away from the struggle. Don't seek the easy way. Run toward the hard things. Force yourself to be uncomfortable, because it's not just about the life you want to live, it's about the person you're destined to become. And that person is already inside you, waiting. The reason so few ever meet that person inside them, the reason so few ever touch their true power, is because they give up too soon. They feel the first sting of discomfort and turn back. They feel the first wave of fear and start looking for an easier road. They don't realize that the moment you want to quit is the moment you're standing on the edge of something bigger. Discomfort is the sign you're moving in the right direction. It's the proof that you're no longer standing still. Growth never feels good while it's happening. It feels like breaking. It feels like chaos. It feels like falling apart. But on the other side of it, you are reborn. Every second you endure what is difficult sharpens you. It cuts away the weakness. It exposes the excuses. It burns off the parts of you that have been holding you back, until all that's left is something cleaner, stronger, unshakable. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Life doesn't put you through trials to destroy you. It puts you through them to reveal you. Every person who has ever achieved anything extraordinary has faced moments when they questioned if they could keep going. Every champion, every creator, every leader has been broken down by the weight of their ambition at some point. What separates them isn't that they never felt fear. It's that they refused to surrender to it. They kept moving, kept pushing, kept forcing themselves to stay uncomfortable until that discomfort turned into dominance. Comfort tells you to settle. Discomfort demands you rise. Comfort whispers that it's okay to wait until tomorrow. Discomfort reminds you that time is running out. Comfort makes promises it never keeps. Discomfort delivers strength, discipline, clarity. If you're willing to stand inside it long enough, and you have that strength inside you right now, maybe you've forgotten. Maybe the world convinced you that you're supposed to aim small, play it safe, keep your head down, but deep down, you know that's not why you're here. You weren't built for a life of quiet desperation. You weren't made to just exist. You were made to expand, to impact, to build, to overcome. The world will try to pull you back into comfort at every turn. It will tell you it's too risky to try, too hard to start, too late to change. But you must remember the greatest battles you will ever fight are not out there somewhere, they are inside you. The battle between the part of you that wants to grow and the part of you that wants to stay safe. Every day is a choice between those two forces. Every decision you make either feeds your strength or feeds your fear. You don't have to be fearless, you just have to be willing to move forward with the fear, willing to act without certainty, willing to feel uncomfortable and do it anyway, willing to bet on yourself even when the odds look impossible. Because in the end, it's not the odds that matter. It's the willingness to step up that changes everything. The truth is, life will challenge you either way. It will bring pain whether you chase your dreams or run from them. But the pain of growth is clean. It's the pain that shapes you. The pain of regret is different. It's heavy. It lingers. It echoes. Years from now, it won't be the failures that haunt you. It will be the chances you didn't take, the times you backed down, the moments you chose comfort over courage. You are standing at a window of time that will not stay open forever. One day, the chance to become who you could have been will pass, not because you weren't capable, but because you weren't willing to pay the price. And the price is discomfort. The price is struggle. The price is daring to step when your legs are shaking. You have everything you need inside you already. You have the fire. You have the vision. You have the fight. But you must feed it. You must stoke that flame with action, with daily decisions that hurt, that challenge you, that stretch you, with a commitment to yourself that does not break when things get hard. No one is coming to force you. No one can want it for you. This is your responsibility, your opportunity, your life. You can either let it slip by, numbed by comfort, dulled by fear, or you can rise. You can step into the discomfort. You can become the force you were always meant to be. There will never be a perfect moment. There will never be a time when it feels easy. That's not how greatness is built. Greatness is built when you choose to move anyway. When you choose to trust that the pain you feel today will turn into the strength you need tomorrow. When you decide, once and for all, that your future matters more than your comfort. So stand up, push forward, force yourself to be uncomfortable. Because the life you want, the person you were born to become, the dreams that are calling you, they are all waiting on the other side of this choice. The greatest danger isn't failure. The greatest danger is standing still while life passes you by. Every second you hesitate, every moment you choose what's comfortable, you are handing away pieces of your future, not in some dramatic, obvious way, quietly, slowly, until one day you realize the life you could have lived is now just a memory of what might have been. And that realization cuts deeper than any failure ever could. You must understand that comfort is a thief. It doesn't rob you all at once. It robs you one day at a time, one excuse at a time, one compromise at a time. It steals your hunger. It dulls your vision. It makes you forget how powerful you truly are. And the worst part is, you won't even notice it's happening, not until you're so far from your dreams that they seem like a fantasy instead of a possibility. That's why you have to be ruthless with yourself. You have to refuse to let comfort dictate your choices. You have to train yourself to recognize the trap when it comes disguised as taking it easy, waiting for the right time, or being realistic. Those words sound innocent, but they are poison to ambition. They are slow death to purpose. When you feel the pull toward comfort, that's when you must lean harder into the hard things. That's when you must double down on discipline, on courage, on action. The moment you feel like pulling back is the moment you must push forward with even greater force. Because every time you do, you're sending a new message to your mind. I don't shrink when it gets hard. I rise. It won't be perfect. You'll stumble. You'll doubt. You'll face days where nothing seems to work, where you question if you're even moving in the right direction. But those days are not a sign you're failing. They are the price of the life you want. They are the cost of admission into the world of the extraordinary. And the truth is, the harder it gets, the more you should trust the process. The greater the resistance, the greater the reward. Growth never feels like victory in the middle of the battle. It feels like chaos, like exhaustion, like breaking apart. But every storm you endure, every wall you break through, is building something inside you that can never be taken away. There's a reason the top 1% of achievers look different. It's not because they had better luck or more talent. It's because they chose discomfort consistently. They chose sacrifice when others chose excuses. They forced themselves to do what was necessary, not just what was easy. And because of that, they live lives others only dream about. The same choice is in front of you right now. It's been in front of you every day, and it will keep showing up until you finally answer it with action. Not words, not wishes. Action. Bold, relentless, uncomfortable action. You don't have to know every step. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to move. Take one step into the unknown. One step through the fear. One step toward the life you know deep down you are meant to live. And then another, and another. Until discomfort isn't something you run from. It's something you seek. Because you know what it really means. It means you're alive. It means you're growing. It means you're on the path most people are too afraid to walk. There is nothing wrong with feeling fear. Fear is not weakness. Fear is a signal that you are moving beyond your old limits. Fear is the border between who you are now and who you are capable of becoming. The only mistake is letting that fear make your decisions for you. The only true failure is standing still because moving forward felt uncomfortable. You have more strength in you than you realize. You have more resilience, more grit, more potential, but you will never meet that version of yourself if you keep backing down when life tests you. You will only meet that version when you rise up, when you demand more from yourself than anyone else would ever dare to, when you refuse to settle for a life half lived. So today, make the decision. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Now, decide that your dreams are worth the discomfort. Decide that your purpose is worth the sacrifice. Decide that you will not waste this life sitting in the false comfort that keeps you small. You were made for more. You were made to lead, to inspire, to conquer the mountains most will never even attempt to climb. But to claim that life, you must be willing to do what most never will. You must be willing to force yourself into discomfort, to live there, to grow there, until one day the uncomfortable becomes your new normal and the impossible becomes your reality. This is your time. This is your test. And if you choose to rise, nothing and no one will be able to stop you. Every moment you delay, every time you hesitate, you are reinforcing the very chains you say you want to break. You say you want change. You say you want success. You say you want a different life. But until your actions match your words, it's all just noise. Dreams without discipline are just wishes. And wishes fade, wishes die. But discipline fueled by a willingness to be uncomfortable, that transforms everything it touches. You cannot escape the fact that growth demands pain. It demands sacrifice. It demands the death of the weaker version of yourself so that something greater can be born. Every dream worth chasing will require you to become someone stronger than you are today. And that transformation is never convenient. It's never painless. It's forged in late nights, early mornings, doubt, failure, and the relentless decision to keep moving forward when it would be so much easier to turn back. You have to burn the idea that there is an easy way. There isn't. There never was. The path to everything you want is littered with obstacles. It's lined with setbacks. It's soaked in fear. And that's exactly why most people stay stuck. They believe that if it's hard, it must not be meant for them. They believe that if they struggle, it means they should stop. They never realize that struggle is a signal to push harder, not the excuse to quit. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of a door that only opens with persistence. And every time you choose the uncomfortable path, every time you embrace the grind, you are turning that key a little more. You're moving closer, even when it feels like you're standing still. Even when progress is invisible to the outside world, the shift is happening inside you. You're becoming the kind of person who doesn't back down. The kind of person who doesn't need the approval of others to validate their journey. The kind of person who sets a standard so high that the world has no choice but to recognize your presence. This life is not about waiting for opportunities to show up at your door. It's about kicking the damn door down when no one answers. It's about creating the opportunity with your own two hands, your own blood, sweat, and willpower. It's about refusing to let fear steal even one more day from you. You have been given this moment, this life, this chance. You are not promised another. The clock is ticking whether you act or not. Time does not wait for you to feel ready. It moves without mercy. So you must decide what matters more, your comfort or your calling. You must decide what you value more, the temporary ease of staying the same or the eternal satisfaction of becoming who you were meant to be. And understand this clearly, the world is not waiting for your hesitation. The world rewards the ones who dare. It rewards the ones who step up, who show up, who force themselves through the discomfort again and again until their very existence becomes undeniable. Your dreams will not chase you. Your destiny will not beg you to accept it. It's yours only if you are willing to fight for it. There is a version of you in the future who is counting on you not to quit right now. A version of you who has achieved things you can barely imagine. A version of you who looks back at this moment and says, that's when everything changed. But that future isn't guaranteed. It must be built, day by day, choice by choice, with hands bloodied from the work and a heart too stubborn to give up. You are capable of more than you know. You have within you the fire to move mountains, to build dreams from dust, to create a legacy that outlives you, but only if you are willing to be uncomfortable long enough to ignite that fire into an unstoppable blaze. This is not about talent, it's not about luck, it's about will. It's about showing up on the days when your mind screams to stay home. It's about taking action when everything inside you begs for comfort. It's about forcing yourself to do what must be done, even when every fiber of your being resists it. One day the world will ask how you did it, how you became who you are, or how you overcame so much, and the answer will be simple. You chose the pain of discipline over the pain of regret. You chose discomfort. You chose growth. You chose to believe in the unseen strength within you long before anyone else could see it. And because you chose, you changed everything. Keep moving forward. Keep forcing yourself into the fire. Keep becoming the force you were born to be. Your time is now. The moment you accept that comfort is the enemy of greatness, your life begins to shift. You stop chasing ease. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop looking for shortcuts that don't exist. Instead, you embrace the grind with open arms. You learn to crave the very things that once made you hesitate. You understand finally that the fire you're looking for is not outside of you. It's forged in the friction between who you are and who you are becoming. Every hour you spend doing what is hard, what is uncomfortable, what feels beyond your reach, you are stretching your soul. You are proving to yourself that your limits are not walls, they are invitations. Invitations to rise higher, to dig deeper, to break free from the old identity that has kept you trapped in the familiar. Growth does not happen by accident. It happens through deliberate, painful, repeated choice. The choice to step forward when your mind screams to step back. The choice to stand tall when every fear tells you to run. There will be days when the progress feels invisible. Days when the world doesn't notice the battles you are fighting. Days when your efforts feel like they are swallowed up by the silence. But those are the days that matter most, because every act of courage, every moment of resilience, every time you refuse to give up, you are building a life that no one can take from you. A life earned, not given. A life built on discipline, not desire alone. If you want the world to see a different you, you have to first be willing to meet the darkest parts of yourself, the parts that doubt, that fear, that want to quit. You have to look them in the eye and say, "You don't own me." You have to step through the discomfort that tries to bind you. You have to recognize that fear is just a story, and you are the author now. No more waiting for the right mood. No more hoping the fear goes away. No more believing that greatness is reserved for someone else. This is your life. This is your fight. And you are not here to live it half awake, half committed, half alive. You are here to leave no doubt. No doubt about who you are, no doubt about what you stand for, no doubt about how far you're willing to go to live the life that calls you. And that kind of certainty is not found in comfort. It's found in every single moment you choose to move forward through the fire. The ones who changed the world are not the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who kept going when it would have been easier to stop. They are the ones who woke up each morning and said, "This pain is not stronger than me. This fear will not decide my future." They are the ones who understood that destiny is not given. It's taken by force, by will, by an unbreakable commitment to rise. You don't get stronger by avoiding hard things. You get stronger by doing them. You get stronger by embracing the weight that others are too afraid to carry. You get stronger by pushing yourself so far past what you thought was possible that you redefine your very existence. And each time you push beyond that line, the voice inside you changes. It gets louder, bolder. It starts telling a new story, not of fear, not of failure, but of power, of resilience, of a spirit that refuses to be broken. That is who you are at your core. That is who you've always been, even if you haven't seen it yet. A force too great to be contained by fear, a spirit too wild to be tamed by comfort, a heart too stubborn to give up when the odds look impossible. Your dreams are not accidents. They were placed in you for a reason. They are the blueprint for the life you are capable of building. But blueprints are worthless without the work, without the willingness to endure the seasons of doubt, without the courage to be uncomfortable longer than most people are willing to be. When you choose discomfort, you choose transformation. When you choose struggle, you choose strength. When you choose the hard road, you choose a life few ever get to experience, a life lived fully, fiercely, without apology. This is the cost. This is the price, but it is worth it. Every sacrifice, every tear, every moment of doubt that you overcome, it is all leading you to the life you were born to live. Force yourself into the fire. Stand there until you are forged into something the world has never seen before. Stand there until you become undeniable. Stand there until your very presence commands respect, not because of what you say, but because of what you have survived. This is your legacy. This is your time. Step forward, or stay uncomfortable, and never, ever look back.